Oh, welcome to Wrestle Cram. This is your boy, your host with the most, but humble, and I do mean humble, D Nostra Novice, aka Derek. Of course, it's Friday. It's Friday. And yes, we have AEW Rampage to review. Both shows this Friday was actually pretty good. I enjoyed both shows, SmackDown and Rampage. Rampage, I liked it more because, man, what a crazy ending to something that we saw that Sammy talked about Wednesday, which was crazy. I thought that was completely crazy. Man, that main event was something to look forward to, and I didn't see that coming at all. I mean, wow, it was a great match. But let's start from the beginning. But let's do a little bit of some house cleaning. First and foremost, I will be doing a AEW prediction show on Double or Nothing. I also will be reviewing AEW Double or Nothing as well. Other than that, I will let everybody know at the end of my Raw on Monday that what the topic will be for episode 4 of My Two Cents. Okay. Other than that, I think that's it. I will let's go ahead and get with the review. Once again, just like I said, it was a really decent show. What can I say? Yeah, all the matches were pretty good. Whatnot. We got a shocker from the Owen Hart tournament that I'm going to talk about as well. I thought that was pretty interesting. I like the storyline behind that. But other than that, let's start at the beginning. The very beginning was a trios match. Please, Tony Khan, give us a trios belt. I will say this. The trios belt will work so perfect because we have so many trios in AEW, and I mean it's just gonna gel right because I can count. I mean, I can't even count on one hand how many trios people we have, and on top of that, not even the trios, we have like factions upon factions, so it will work perfectly. I'm waiting on this announcement when we get these trio belts. Until then, we're just going to wait like everybody else with our hands right here crossed. And we'll get it. We'll get it eventually. So, like I said, we got a trios match. Death Triangles finally came back all together. We have Bastard Pac, of course, Pentagon Jr., and Ray Phoenix. So glad to see Ray Phoenix. This is his second match back. From that really bad arm, issue with the jungle. I think it was Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus that happened, but it wasn't their fault. It was just, unfortunately, it was a bad botch. I think it's on YouTube, but I will tell you and I will advise you that it is something gruesome to look at. I'm just gonna let you know that. Versus Butcher and the Blade, and I've never heard of this guy, Mark Quilt. This gentleman I've never heard of. I've never seen him wrestle, but he really stole the show. I mean, he's a very tall guy, and but he is a very aerial type person. I mean, I thought it was very interesting. I respected times 12, and man, it was what he was doing was very crisp. I would suggest you to go watch the match in its entirety. And I rarely say that, but I swear, I don't know if he is under full contract with them, but man, keep him because I see a lot of great potential. And even if he's not under contract, I'm going to try to look for him, wherever he goes, because I really enjoy watching them. But eventually, of course, Death Triangle did win. Bastard Pac did a beautiful Black Arrow And I mean, it was just crazy. It was crazy. But the match was okay, but the ending was even better. What happened was the lights went out, and the lights came back on, and of course it was the House of Black. House of Black surrounded the ring, and then the lights went back out, and the lights came back, and they were gone. So I thought that was pretty cool. After that, we got a Shawn Spears versus Jobber. I've never heard of Bear Boulder before. It was pretty much to the point. Bear Boulder got a lot of offense to be a jobber, but at the end, Spears did do. He did an attitude adjustment. I mean, that's what it was. He did an attitude adjustment, and Bear he's a big guy, so to get him on his shoulders and do an attitude adjustment was actually very, very nice. After that, he grabs the camera and he says, you know, Wardlow, I'm going to do you just like I did this guy over here. That was pretty much it. After that, we got a Tony Nese and Mark Sterling promo. If you don't know what happened Wednesday, Mark Sterling got powerbombed through the table by Wardlow. So Mark Sterling he's beaten, he's battered, he's bruised up, he's on a crutch, he has a neck brace, you know, and what also happened was Tony Nese partner is Mark Sterling. Mark Sterling is the lawyer. Remember, he doesn't wrestle, but what's going to happen is they are going to face Danhausen and Hook in the buy-in on Double or Nothing. I think it's going to be a great match. And what Tony Nese said at the end was, don't worry about it. I'll take both of them on. And since we're in Vegas, bet 10,000 on us. After that, we had the Ruby Soho and Riho Owen Hart Foundation tournament match. I thought it was a really great match. It was a very long match, but this match was not boring. It was actually pretty good. I do like Ruby Soho, but just like I said in the last match, I'm not a fan of people beating ex-champions that are not champions. I'm not a fan of that. But Riho is a kind of a smaller person. She is a Joshi wrestler, and most of those women are very small statured, apparently. But at the end, Ruby Soho did win with a Blade Runner, which looks like kind of like a Sister Abigail. I've never really seen a Ruby Soho match from the beginning to the end. So it was a really good match. I thought it was great that Riho was doing some really nice maneuvers as well. And it was pretty back and forth with pin after pin after pin, but Ruby Soho did get the win. After that, we got a promo between the Gun Club and is it Asurum? The young men that rap. You know, Billy Gunn's son was continued. They needed a catchphrase, and he said, we got 2 words that no, that's not going to work. And it was said, well, we need some type of gesture. And he was going for the crotch, which is the suck it. And he was like, no, that's not going to work. So they do it. I guess it's the scissoring thing. And I forgot what the other one was, but it was. And Billy, yeah, I'm just fast forward. Billy also said that he got him a match. And the match is on Elevation. And he was like, wait a minute, we're actually on the main roster while we on Elevation. So they got a match on Elevation. And that was the end of that promo. After that, we got Jade Cargill and the Baddies. They came out and Tony Schiavone was the person to let Ruby, I am so sorry. Red Velvet. I said Ruby. Red Velvet was supposed to fight Carter Sheeta, but 2 weeks ago she did lose to lose in that really crazy match I didn't like, and she's still not up for competition. So what they thought was, and Mark Sterling was out there, he informed him, since she can't compete, she should advance to the next round. But that didn't happen, and her opponent will be Statlander, which I thought was pretty cool. So we will have we'll have Red Velvet and Statlander in next week for the tournament. I thought that was pretty cool. We haven't seen her in a very long time, and we will see what happens. Red Velvet, I don't know if she's gonna make it, because Statlander is actually a pretty good wrestler. Red Velvet's a pretty good wrestler as well, but Statlander is more career. So we'll see. Hopefully, if Red Velvet does do it, that we have Jade Cargill come out and try to do something cool. Have Statlander and I'm fantasy booking Cargill and Statlander. They'll fight. See, have a good match like that. But after that, we got the main event, which, oh my goodness, it was crazy. Frank Kazarian versus Scorpio Sky. He did tell everybody in the top team, I'm gonna do this by myself, because they were friends. Actually, they were more than friends. They were actually the very first tag team champions of AEW. They've been knowing each other for 20 years. So of course he's not gonna, Sammy told Frank Kazarian on Wednesday that's not the Scorpio Sky, but he was like, don't worry about it. No, I don't believe you. Scenting that, hey, since he got with, everybody over there, it's not the same. So, at the match, it was a pretty good match. They were going back and forth, but toward the end, that Frank Kazarian put on the rear naked choke, which nobody has ever gotten out of. So he had it locked on. Scorpio Sky actually was knocked out. But at the end, Dan Lambert came in and distracted the ref. And I forgot the other guy. The other guy came in from Top Team and hit Frank Kazarian in the back with the belt, with the title. Knocked him out, and he turned back around, and the referee started counting. But what happened was Frank Kazarian did kick out, and he got put. Scorpio Sky put him in that nice little special, which made him win. Now, here's the thing. Scorpio didn't see what happened because he was knocked out. But, when Scorpio got up to congratulate Frank Kazarian, he was like, no, he's like, I didn't see anything. So he was like, what did you do? What did you do? And Dan Lambert then was like, well, we had to do it to keep the team together. He said, whose side are you on? So he gets in his face, he grabs his belt, and he turns around and decks Frank Kazarian. So we actually see the heel turn of Scorpio Sky and the top team, American Top Team, actually are one in accord with each other. I thought it was very interesting. Sammy Guevara and his lady Ty was at ringside, but after that happened, they jumped the railing, got a chair, and was about to attack, but that didn't happen. So I'm guessing that Sammy is still in the mix with the TNT title. Hopefully we get a triple threat on Double or Nothing, because I don't think the card has completely been out yet. So That's going to be a very interesting what happens. I mean, man, I didn't know that Scorpio Sky was going to turn heel, at least not yet. And at least not on Frank Kazarian. But other than that, I mean, I thought it was a really great match. I enjoyed the match. And I enjoyed the entire show. Once again, it's an hour show. It needs to stay an hour. Don't go 2 hours because you already have SmackDown. They know SmackDown is on Friday, and that's 2 hours. So I guarantee they're thinking above. They're like, no, we're not going to do another hour. That would be crazy. But other than that, I mean, what more can I say? I mean, well, I will say this: you did watch the ending of this. So if you liked it, give me a like. If you liked it more, how about you subscribe? If you liked it a whole bunch, make sure you hit the notification. I mean, you hit that little bell or whatnot. I record 4 times a week, and hopefully it'll be more. But right now, it's 4 times a week, and other than that, Monday Night Raw, you will see me, and I will let you know what episode 4 of My 2 Cent will be. But until then, love, peace, and of course, wrestling.